Oh, hi, Mama. Welcome to the Manifesting Motherhood podcast. My name is Jessie LeVay-Count, and I'm a certified life and fertility coach who specializes in the art of using manifestation to call your babies home. I'm obsessed with helping you fall back in love with yourself, step into your power, say yes to your best life, and manifest the family of your dreams. If you're trying to conceive, and you want to learn how to manifest not only your pregnancy, but a life full of laughter and adventure and beautiful memories with your babies, then you have come to the right place. My goal on this podcast is to help you see that you are meant for motherhood and provide you with the tools, strategies, resources, and support you need to step into your mama energy and bring your baby home. This podcast will serve as your weekly dose of fertile girl energy and the mindset work you need to quantum jump into your mama timeline. We're going to have an absolute blast, and thank you so much for hitting that play button today. Let's make some magic and make some babies. Welcome back to another episode of the Manifesting Motherhood podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, where we are covering a highly requested topic here today. I am so excited to dive into this with you guys because this is going to create so much space for you and so much momentum for you. This is going to feel like freedom. You're going to be a different woman by the end of this episode. This is a question that I get all the time. This is a topic that people want to talk about all the time because so much of this TTC journey is wrapped up in time. The question that I get all the time is, how do I release the timeline? And that can mean a bunch of different things, but so much of this journey is wrapped up in time and what time means. The time that has passed since you started trying, the time that you have left until all of your eggs dry up, the time that it takes to wait the whole 2-week wait, the time between cycles, the timing of everything, your age, the timeline you had in your head where you thought you'd be done with having babies by now and on to the next phase of your life. We mark the passage of time with months and years of trying. And in fact, it's probably the first thing you say when you meet somebody in the TTC space before you even share your name. You say, I've been trying for X amount of years, and these are all of the obstacles that I've had to face along the way. The timeline of this happening is such a heavy feeling burden. And in this episode, we're going to talk about releasing that timeline and totally shifting up the way that you see time and the way that you see this TTC journey. And a true releasing of the timeline means I don't care when it happens. Ooh. Is that a little uncomfortable, right? I don't care when it happens. I don't care if it's now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. I don't care. That's a truly released timeline. And oh my God, it is such a weight lifted to just build the certainty that it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, you don't even care. You're in no rush. You're excited. You know it's inevitable. And you don't need it to happen right now to prove or fix or avoid anything. So why would we want this? Why do we want to release the timeline? From a very practical perspective, and I think you somewhat at a logical level know this, but releasing the timeline increases enjoyment of the present and gives you back your peace. It brings you back into the present moment. And from a manifestation perspective, what you focus on expands. And what you believe to be true about the world and the way that it works for you, that is what manifests for you. That is what creates your physical reality. That is what creates your lived experience. And if you sincerely believe that you are running out of time, you get to be right. The universe, your brain, can only work tirelessly to prove you right. You keep waiting for them to prove you wrong. That's not the way it works. If you are focused on the passage of time and what all that means, then this is what you create more of in your experience. Releasing the timeline does not mean that we don't care about having a baby. This is not, the universe is going to forget that I desire this. God is going to forget that I desire that. No, it does mean that we get to settle into a certainty that motherhood is inevitable. And in the meantime, we will keep opening the doors, showing up, doing our part for baby to come home, and then they will. And we fucking love our lives in the meantime. If that is a reality that you would like to live, let's freaking go. Okay? So, from self-imposed timelines like, I wanted to be done having kids by 30. This is one that I hear all the time. Or I wanted to be done having kids by 40. To medically impose timelines, like doctors telling you you're too old, it doesn't matter. What we're talking about here in this podcast episode, this covers all of them. My answer is the same under any circumstance or situation. I love you so much, but whatever your situation is, if you just popped up like, oh, but my special situation is, my answer will be the same to you. Even if you feel like it's easier for a 24-year-old woman with perfect cycles and no obstacles to release the timeline than it is for you, my answer is the same for both of you. Okay? This exists independently of what your special circumstance is. I love you. You are special, of course. But my answer is the same for releasing the timeline, regardless of your age, regardless of your obstacles, regardless of your story. Okay? So there's two pieces of this that I want to cover that are vitally important to releasing the timeline. If this is the kind of TTC experience you want to be having, the kind of motherhood experience you want to have, where you are relaxed, you are present, this is the life that you are building, you are at ease, you are peaceful, you are confident, and this is the kind of motherhood experience that you're wanting to build with your babies. These are the kinds of things you want to teach your babies. This is how you want motherhood to feel. This is how you want to feel as a human. There are two pieces of this that are vitally important to releasing the timeline. Number one, always starting with the way that your beautiful human brain works. Okay? We're starting at a brain science level. If you were to ask yourself, why do you want to get pregnant quickly? If I were to sit in a conversation with you and ask you right now, why do you want to get pregnant quickly? Your answers would vary, of course, but I would place good money on the fact that the first things to come to mind are, because I'm running out of time. I don't want to be doing this TTC thing anymore. This hurts so bad. I'm ready for this journey to come to an end. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't have money to keep trying with fertility clinics. I'm getting to an age where fertility clinics won't even accept me. Things of this nature, yes? Raise your hand from where you're listening if any of these things resonated with you. If these were the first thoughts that popped into your head. Yeah, right? And kind of after all of those things might come the sentence, and I'm really excited to meet my baby sooner, or I'm ready to be a mom. But it's kind of, wherever that piece shows up, it's kind of entrenched or intertwined with a bunch of really just wanting the TTC journey to be over, right? But I want you to take a careful look at your initial gut reaction. If your initial gut reaction was so that I can get the hell out of here, this hurts so bad, and then because I want to be a mom and I'm really excited to meet my baby, that came secondary, or as kind of an afterthought. But the first initial reaction was, I need to get away from this. I need to get out of this painful experience. Then that is one of the reasons why this timeline has such a stranglehold on you. Okay, so think about it like this. 1 minute with your hand in a bucket of lukewarm water doesn't seem as long as 1 minute with your hand on a hot stove burner. And this is the way your brain works. It alters your perception of time based on how painful the current experience is. And so your beautiful human brain is designed to frantically and quickly rush you and move you away from something that it views as a threat. And I want you to let this land in your energy. And with the experiences that you've had along this baby-making journey, you have, at a physiological level, categorized your entire baby-making journey as a threat. A threat to you, a threat to your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's a threat. So part of releasing the timeline is moving out of this threat state and this away from motivation, this get me the hell out of here, this hurts so bad motivation, and move into towards motivation, where you are moving towards something that you are very excited about. You've displayed both of these types of motivation in various areas of your life before, but the thing that you're excited about, the afterthought was, I'm excited about motherhood, being a mom, having this baby, raising this baby, loving this baby, having a big, bold, beautiful life with all the babies that my heart desires, building this life with them. Because in this away from motivation, time feels like a mindfuck. So I've been there too. Like, this is me speaking from my experience as well. It feels like you are frozen in time while everybody else is moving on, and time is moving very slowly for you. However, simultaneously, time is moving very fast and you're running out of time, and everything about this whole fucking experience is hell. Hell on earth. Making a baby is horrible. Making a baby is awful. Making a baby is the most hardest, gut-wrenching, awful thing you've ever done in your life. And the more that you focus on the pain and the lack of baby and the fact that you feel like a failure, the bigger and more inescapable this begins to feel. Is that the kind of experience you're having right now? This is the very experience that I decided I would no longer tolerate. And when you come to work with me, you won't have to tolerate it anymore either. You get to choose. But as you now understand your motivation behind wanting to get pregnant as fast as possible, you think getting pregnant quickly will get your hand off the burner. And you can see how your focus on those things is expanding in your experience. That is what you keep experiencing more of. More waiting, more time passing slowly, more time passing quickly, more painful, time. So, releasing the timeline, and I mean, we can look at this from a practical perspective too. Like, what is the legitimate difference between getting pregnant this cycle or 4 cycles from now? The difference is a baby that's born 4 months later. That is the practical difference right there. So, point number 1, you're not going to love your baby any less because they showed up 4 months later. You're not going to, like, have them in your arms and be mad at them that they didn't come 4 months ago. You're just gonna love them. But back to the manifestation perspective, releasing the timeline means that you stop waiting. This is the second part here. We've got understanding how your brain works, and then releasing the timeline means you stop waiting. Because right now, you've got a timeline in your mind, and you think that's what's running the show. You're allowing the timeline, the self-imposed timeline or the medically imposed timeline, whatever kind of timelines you got going on, maybe it's a little bit of both, you're allowing the passage of time to dictate how you feel and how you live your life. How much joy you will allow in. So releasing the timeline in practical application becomes the work of no longer waiting. No longer waiting for 2 things. No longer waiting to feel the things that you want to be feeling. The things that you think having a baby will make you feel, no longer making yourself wait, allowing yourself to feel those things now, and creating experiences that give you the opportunity to feel those things now. And number 2, you're not waiting for baby. You're bringing them into the now. Building a relationship with them and spending time with them now. Because as it stands right now, you are putting those things on hold for an undetermined amount of time. You are postponing all of the feelings that you want to be feeling. All of the things that you think having a baby will make you feel. You're not allowed to feel them until you've got the baby, right? You have to work really hard first, and you have to grind and grit your teeth and claw your way up the mountain. And once you reach the top, the pinnacle, then you can be happy. Once you beat infertility, then you can be happy. Meanwhile, you're standing there with your hand on a hot burner with the option available to you to take it off. Your perception of time, all sorts of warped, feeling like you're in hell, screaming, please get me out of here, please give me a baby, please save me. And as it stands right now, the majority of your thoughts, because you're in this threat experience, have very little to do with motherhood or what you actually want, and everything to do with the time that's passing and the time that has passed since you started trying and the time you have left and timing. You're postponing building a relationship with your baby, preparing for motherhood until you have that baby physically here with you, and you don't have to do that. Mama, energy cannot be created or destroyed. The energy that makes up your baby already exists. The same way that an inventor came up with something brand new, the energy that created that thing already existed. And I've used this example before, but the light bulb is a great example of turning an idea into a physical representation of energy that existed as an idea first. It didn't come from nothing, and neither does your baby. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It simply changes forms. You're not making a baby out of thin air, out of something that doesn't already exist. So you have full permission to go ahead and begin that relationship with your baby now. And once you start to do that, once you start to make these two shifts in very real practical ways in your life, you will notice that the timeline pressure will let up. You won't feel it as much. Even if you feel like you're on a tight timeline with your age, you will feel this shift. You will feel it loosen up. Even if you feel like you are tight on money and you don't know how much longer you're going to be able to pursue treatments, you will start to see the details be taken care of as you step out of micromanaging the timing of everything and paying attention to only the time. You will start to feel a sense of peace that says, you know what? We got this. We'll figure it out. Money starts showing up out of nowhere. I've done this hundreds of times with hundreds of clients who have sat exactly where you are. And fucking magic unfolds. Time starts expanding for you and giving you everything you need because you are living in the state of, it's already done. I am not waiting for anything. I'm not waiting for anything. Everything I want is already right here. And this is, to me, a zillion times more impactful than effective than just telling yourself, well, it will happen in perfect timing. It's divine timing. No, it's not. It's right now. I love you so much. And if you feel that way and it brings you peace, fine. But to me, that did not bring me peace. That felt like bullshit because any time would be the perfect time. Please, any time is the perfect time. Right now is the perfect time. So that didn't feel good to me. And so it didn't work to make me feel better. And it didn't work to take any of the pressure off. You know, it put kind of the control in somebody else's hands, and it didn't feel good to me. But ask yourself, are some of these platitudes that you're offering yourself in regard to the timeline specifically, are they helpful, or do you need to actually take some action and give yourself permission to bring the experience that you want right now into the now, where you're feeling the things you want to be feeling now, and your baby is yours to spend time with right now? Whew, get ready. We're going to church. Your baby is yours now. Spend time with them. Invite them to be a part of your daily life. Those feelings that you want to be feeling are accessible to you now. Start to give yourself permission to feel those things. And from a very practical perspective, this is what I help clients do too. You start to set up your life to give you opportunities to feel those things. And none of this has anything to do with this cycle. This is not, I will get pregnant this cycle. Fuck it. We're going commando. We're freeballing this. You're literally free. Open the door, bring the experiences into the now. It doesn't matter what cycle day you're on. It doesn't matter if you're staring your period in the face. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a negative test. It doesn't matter whether you're ovulating. Every single day, these are your priorities. When you start to move your energy to the what I want is actually happening right now in front of my face. This is how I'm feeling now. This is the relationship that I'm nurturing with my baby now because it's important to me, and this is who I am as a mom. When you bring the experience into the now, number one, this is you taking your hand off the hot burner. So your body can step into that parasympathetic rest state, step out of the feeling like making a baby is a threat to you and your safety. Your body gets to move out of that anxiety stage, that panic state. So life gets a lot more pleasant, number one. And you stop putting all of this pressure on yourself for having to move fast enough and do enough and be enough in order to earn your baby. They just want to be with you, mama. I remember when I would do these I did unguided visualizations because there weren't any, but I would do these visualizations, and I remember hearing my son say before he was conceived, I just love to see you smile. I remember feeling that. And when you take your hand off the burner, you can stop putting pressure on your baby to show up and save you from this very painful situation, and to do it quickly because you're not sure how much longer you can last. And thirdly, the coolest fucking part is that in the release of this timeline, you're actually going to collapse time. When you release the meaning, like the timeline meaning, and like enter into this space of, I don't really fucking care when this happens. I'm living in this experience now. I don't care when, I don't care how, I don't care if I get pregnant this cycle or 6 cycles or 9 cycles from now, I don't care. I'm living in this experience now, and it feels damn good. When you release that timeline, in this way you collapse time, you will start to see things unfold at a faster pace. You will start to notice things shift in all areas of your life to prepare you for the motherhood experience that you actually want. And as all the pieces start to come together, time itself collapses because the time no longer matters. We're not even fucking paying attention to that. You're already experiencing what you want to be experiencing right now. You don't have to wait. You don't need saving because this is not a reality that you need to escape from. You no longer need to escape, because you no longer have your hand on the burner. Is this hitting? Is this landing? Is this settling into your bones, mamas? Hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah, wherever you're sitting. This is why we dive so deep into how time actually works and really do a complete makeover of collapsing time and quantum jumping into your mama timeline inside of the Manifesting Motherhood Academy, especially in the Becoming Mama section. Because once you're no longer bound by time and all that you think it means, you become so fucking magnetic. Oh my God. Like baby magnet for everything that you need to pull in for your motherhood experience and enjoy the hell out of it. But this episode is going to kick you off in a great direction. It will be a great start for you guys as we blast into 2025. And I know the feeling. I've been there another year that I know that there's this wiggling little fear in the back of your mind that is saying, am I going to end this year with no baby in my arms? Mama, fuck that. You can choose to end the pattern of measuring how happy you're allowed to be by using time as your fucking measuring stick. What the fuck is that even? You get to let this go. Rework your relationship with time. The one thing I know for sure is that linear time here, as we experience it, is going to pass anyway. How do you want to feel? If you want to feel real fucking good, you'll get yourself inside the academy. You can sign up for that in the show notes. But this has been an absolutely magical experience, of an episode to record for you guys. Today is the only day you'll ever have in this way. You will never have it again. I want you to go make some magic. Go make some babies. Release the timeline. Know that you are loved, supported, and I love you all so much. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next episode, beautiful baby makers. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, if it created a shift for you or gave you permission to look at your journey to motherhood in a new way, if it made you feel lighter, anything like that, be sure to leave me a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff flowing your way, mama. And if you don't already follow me on social media, come grab the extra manifesty vibes over on TikTok, where you'll find me as @manifestingmotherhood, or visiting my website at ohimama.com. I love you so big, mama, and cannot wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and say yes to that life that baby cannot wait to come home to.